One of the best new features with the new leveling system is that if you are level 70 or above, you have an increased chance of hitting lucky friends with one of your friends. And there has been some data that has been released regarding what the new rate could be, and I wanted to talk about it in this video. I really hope this ends up being helpful because I know that lucky trades are some of the best ways to get some of the best Pokemon in the game. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about a new feature that has kind of gone under the radar with the new leveling system, and that is of course the increased chance to hit lucky friends with your friends if you're level 70 or higher. Of course, when it comes to lucky trades, this is one of the best ways for you to get Hundos and Shundos because with lucky Pokemon, the IV floor is actually 13 for every single one of the stats, or actually I think it's 12, but regardless, it's your highest chance of getting yourself a perfect IV. So that means if you were to trade any shinies, your chances of getting a Shundo are incredibly high. It's the highest in the game. So a lot of players really want to get lucky friends as often as they can, and the only issue has always been that the rate of hitting lucky friends is incredibly low. You only get one interaction per day per friend, and that means if you are incredibly unlucky, it'll be really hard for you to hit lucky friends, especially if you do not have that many friends in your friends list. Speaking of which, let me do a quick plug of my Patreon. If you become a paid Patreon member, I'm actually going to add you to my friends list so we could work on our friendship levels together. I don't know if we could do a lucky trade unless they open up remote trading, but at the very least, if you want a friend to work with in Pokemon GO, that is something to consider. So yeah, I wanted to go over some analysis that has happened on the Sylph Road Reddit. I think that's one of the best ways that the Sylph Road is utilized, people sharing a lot of different data points when it comes to Pokemon GO, and we now have a really good idea of just how much you can hit lucky friends with your friends if you're level 70 or above. So let's go over the post, and I really do think there's some really good information here. So this is posted from user King Uwu. I actually do not know how to pronounce that. This is what they say. So, hello, if you want the detail of the analysis, read below, else feel free to scroll down to the TLDR. Alright, so, a few days ago, I read a post on the sub written by user Jepomega, in which OP tried to identify the new lucky interaction rates. This immediately prompted me to start recording my own data to see if I could confirm what the OP found. OP recorded 200 interactions, including 6 lucky ones. I've added to that total of 717 interactions over the few days, including 24 lucky ones. The full dataset can be found here for anyone curious. Every day, at the end of the day, I identified people with which I interacted using that prompt in my friends list. I've only interacted using gift sending and opening. There is no battle or trade involved. So everything seems to be checking out so far. As we know, the lucky interaction rate is variable by type of interaction. Yes, we do know that. So your chances of hitting lucky friends, it was found a long time ago that certain interactions like battling together or battling against each other or trading or opening and sending gifts, it all gives you a different rate, which is a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, totally understandable. I've also stratified the interactions by the level of my friend each day. I've counted interactions with friends with a level strictly below 70 and above or equal to 70. Indeed, the recent update introduced an increase in the lucky interaction rate starting at level 70, thus this post. I believe I've gathered sufficient data to figure out the new interaction rate and the impact of the friend level if you're already 70 as I am. So if you read above, we have a total of 30 lucky friend interactions out of 917. That still seems like quite a low number, but if you think about it, a lucky trade could get you a Shundo, so the rate is actually pretty decent. Using this dataset, we have a rate of 3.27% when you're level 70. For reference, a previous TSR analysis of 41,445 interactions through gifts opened identified a lucky rate of 1.12% with a 95% confidence interval, blah 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 blah. Now, this is the estimate, but what about the CI? For that purpose and to verify the certainty of, okay, so there's just a lot of numbers and math, so let's just go straight down to the TLDR. I think I don't want to sit here and bore you with a lot of formulas and yada yada. I think what's important is the information that they found. So, the TLDR. The recent update probably tripled the lucky interaction rate, increased from 1.12% to 3.27% for trainers above level 69, according to this analysis. There is apparently no further boost for having the 2 interacting trainers above level 69. Only 1 is enough. It now takes an average of 21 interactions to have at least a lucky one, and most, 99% of people, will have at least 1 lucky interaction after about 140 interactions if at least 1 player is 70 plus. Some limitations in that approach. It would have been better to have some data coming from accounts below level 70. All 3 accounts used here were indeed level 70 plus. So yeah, that is the bit of a disclaimer, but overall, I think this is really good data. I think this does kind of show you what the new rates actually are. 3% is relatively low. I get it. You do have to do a crazy amount of interactions, and you got to do it with best friends, and you yourself have to be at least level 70, or the person you're interacting with has to be at least level 70. But 3% is actually quite high if you consider that what lucky trades get you. Lucky trades are insanely good. This is the reason why lucky trinkets have been so popular, in that if you were to do a lucky trade with a friend, you could get yourself something really good. I mean, my first ever Shundo, which is a Shundo Mega Rayquaza, or regular Rayquaza, that was obtained through a lucky trade. And I have to say, like, there are so many Pokemon in my collection that are just insanely good, whether they be high IV shinies, like 98% shinies, or even Shundos. A lot of them were obtained from lucky trades. So I will say that 3%, in my opinion, is a really solid rate. The fact that they tripled it rather than just doubling it, or maybe like 1.5 timesing it, like, this is actually pretty substantial. I do think that if you were to be level 70 plus and you were to interact with your best friends in your friends list, you will hit lucky friends way more often than it was before. So yeah, chalk this up as a win. I think this is pretty massive. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about. Make sure you're constantly working on your levels. If you're still not level 70 yet, this is a huge motivation for you. And then of course, make sure you're working on your friends list, constantly leveling up your friends levels with all the people in your friends list. And yeah, go and do those lucky trades. We do know that in the future, there is going to be some sort of premium item, assumably coming through a Go Pass of some sort, that is going to allow you to do at least 1 remote trade. So I do think that is going to couple up really well with this new mechanic, and I do look forward to that. But in any case, that is going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Are you excited about this new mechanic, or do you feel like Niantic could have done more? Definitely share all of your thoughts, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you can do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to personally add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. Yes, that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, all that good stuff that could lead us to becoming lucky friends. Definitely go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and that'll be a huge help to my channel, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. With all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.